Oh, Po is here. Po, turn on the camera so that we can see you. After 2 weeks of break from this session, we're back. 2 weeks from Navaratri. Busy 2 weeks. Puja after puja after puja. We didn't have it every night, almost like 7 nights. So, ready? Get set? I sit here so that I don't block your face.
I think it's not the right thing.
Make sure that we're not staggered, that nobody can see you. Here.
We are going live, huh?
All right. Nithyananda, we're live now. We're live now on social media. Nithyananda, welcome back to another session of Insights from the Avatar. Today we are going on lesson number 10. So a very warm welcome to Kailasa, Singapore. Today is 16th of October 2024 and my name is Manita Dugananda. And we had a 2 weeks break to celebrate Navaratri, and some of you attended the puja on the last 2 weeks, so it's been a tremendous blessing. So today we are back to resuming the lessons. So let's sit with the back straight, aligning the head, neck and spine in one straight line. Sit comfortably, ready to receive what Swamiji has to impart in this session. So close your eyes, bring awareness to the body awareness. From head to the toes, fingertips, just feel the physical shelf of this body, the boundaries where the skin ends, and then start infusing prana shakti by breathing very slowly and deeply, inhaling slowly, enter into a gap, and then exhale slowly and completely. At the end of exhalation, another gap. So continue to breathe in this manner with awareness of the two gaps. That way it will help you to center your mind to the present moment. So centering your awareness to the present. Let's take a few moments using the breath awareness, because breathing is the bridge between the body and mind, so it is also the bridge between you and existence. Enter into the space of Shravana, authentic listening. In that space of restful awareness, in that space, I'd like you to join the palms together in this Anajali Mudra, like a prayer pose in front of the heart center, Anahata Chakra. Let's invoke the Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, by chanting the Sadguru Vandanam. So all of you take a deep breath. Nithyanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Jnanamutim Dvandvatitam Gagana Shatrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadguruntam Namami. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om and pray to him to bless us to receive all the powerful cognition in this today's lesson, the 4 insights that is going to be revealed in today's session. I think Jerry Sharika, you need to mute. I think it's not muted. I'm hearing a lot of background noise.
Oh,
Yes, great. So now, let's enter into the session. Next slide. So those of you who just joined us, whether it's on the Zoom or social media, once again, a very warm welcome to today's session. So let's enter into this statement where Bhagavan, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, revealed, he said, whenever a sincere seeker melts down in the deep trust and relaxes, the transmission of the lamp happens automatically. Whether you are sitting physically with me or not, it doesn't matter. This is the power of satsang. So, see, satsangs, where an enlightened being, enlightened master delivered the truth, it is timeless. The truth is beyond time and space. So, even now, we are reviewing some of the very, past satsangs that he has conducted, discourses that he has conducted. Be very clear. All the insights that he revealed are still current. They are eternal truth. So, in today's session, if we are able to sit and melt with a deep trust and able to resonate what he's revealing, it means that the knowledge has been transmitted to each one of us. So that is the gauge. That's why satsangs can never be outdated. So let's enter into the very first click today. Next slide. So we're now on Insight 37. So basically, the insight is the master's last secret. This is what Swamiji revealed in this satsang. He said, in all the religions, when the master is leaving the body, all the disciples stand around and ask the master, please tell us the last secret you have. Because their enlightened master, before they leave, they are like their last word. They always reveal the most profound truth. So in all religion, when normal human beings are on the deathbed, when common men are on the deathbeds, what happens? They are asked, if you have any secrets, tell them now, right? That you're hiding. Like in the tradition of Catholic, religion, he say, you basically in that last moment you need to confess the biggest secret you're keeping before you die. So that is how the confession is made also at the deathbed for the Catholic religion. So, but the main difference for Hinduism in Sanatana Hindu Dharma is, for enlightened master, the last moment is where they reveal the most profound truth. That is the main difference. So the last moment of death is the moment you face the truth, because you can't do anything about it. That is why in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, we have the same Sanskrit word for the truth and death. Truth and death is called yama. A lot of yama, a lot of death. But also, yama is also truth. He said, yama means both death and truth. It has double meaning. Because death is the moment you face the truth of life. Understand? Before the rebooting starts. So, for a normal human being, when they die, they confess the biggest lie with which they live. Whatever life they've been living, they now say, oh God, I missed it. What a fool I am. I wasted my entire life. So this is the time where they confess their greatest lie that they've been living, how they have been cheated by life, or they cheat themselves. Okay. On the other hand, for enlightened master, enlightened beings, when they leave the body, they actually review the biggest truth with which they lived when they are in the body. So that is the main difference between a conscious being, a realized being versus an unrealized, unconscious being. See the difference in the deathbed. So next slide. So enlightened beings may not be able to reveal the biggest truth while they're in the body, because human beings may not be able to digest it. They are not able to catch it, or they are not ready to accept it. The biggest truth may not be palatable for you, may not be digestible for you. So when a person is not ready to listen to the highest truth, the ultimate truth, even if when he's given those truths, he may only get into the mode of anger, depression, or suicidal mode, because it's just too hard-hitting that he's not able to handle. And when that happens, they can easily destroy themselves or others, because they are not able to confront the truth. This is what happens when we don't evolve ourselves in spirituality. So when the truth is even given to you, you're not ready to accept it. You fall into depression, or you fall into anger, feeling life is unfair. God is a sadist. They start blaming everybody except themselves, because they feel that they are a victim. They fall into powerlessness very much. So when normal human beings open what they hold in their heart, they lose their identity. See, when you open, that's why your heart is very important. When you open your heart, you understand that you lose your ego, the identity that you built up throughout this whole life, the pseudo identity. However, when an enlightened master reveals what he is holding in his heart, the world loses its identity. See the difference? When the enlightened master reveals the truth, what he holds in the heart is like the ultimate truth. When you catch it, the whole world will lose its identity and fall into the reality. For human beings, that's the other opposite, the other extreme. Only when they open their heart, then they lose the identity. So that is the main thing. So unfortunately, the world that we live in is not ready to lose its identity. They want to attach or clutch to their identity, this body mind. So you will jump on him. That is why they reveal the last secret only when they are leaving the body, saying, now you do whatever you want. This is why master, when they are about to leave the body, they will reveal the secret. So in today's session, we are going to listen to what Buddha's last word, the secret he revealed. So now we take a few moments, just a few minutes to contemplate. Next slide. This insight, an enlightened being versus a non-enlightened being, the difference when they leave the body, one reveals the truth, the other one confesses the lie they live, because they cheat themselves the entire life. And then at the death, where death is near, they have to face the truth. So this is where they start regretting, feeling the struggle, feeling the sadness, feeling that they are not ready to leave the body. That struggle is happening. So now contemplate for a few minutes this truth that Swamiji revealed about the master's last word before they leave the body. See, why are we, the common man, not ready to listen to the highest truth while the master is alive? Why are we not ready to listen? See, if you're ready, then you don't have to wait till the moment when you're struggling on the deathbed, then you just realize what a fool you have been, how you have cheated yourself. But if the master is already there and alive, which many of us already know, he's in the body, he has descended and assumed a human form, an incarnation. which is our Guru, Swamiji. And even that, why some common men are not ready to listen to the higher truth that he's revealing while he's in the body? Just contemplate for a few minutes. See, this whole session, Swamiji always say that Shravana, authentic listening, which is what listening to the truth from the Guru. Then Manana, this is the Manana period that we are doing. It means contemplation. We need to contemplate. Then Nithyasana. Nithyasana means living it. Once you manage to come to the right cognition, then you start living it. So see this truth or this insight that he revealed. What can you come to the right powerful cognition? What can you arrive at the right powerful cognition so that you don't miss the truth while the master is in the body? Don't wait till he on his deathbed, then you come and please tell us the truth. He's already telling the truth, but you're not listening. In his satsangs, in his body language, in many things, in his books, in many ways, he's telling the truth. Are you listening? Are you able to catch it? Or are you still holding back something? So, and even many people are here, they want solution for the problem, liberation, moksha or whatever they are stuck in. But when truth is given, they're not ready to fathom it. They're not ready to accept it. Why is that so? Just contemplate on that, because you may realize you're also one of them. We are one of them. When the Guru revealed the truth, we're still not ready to accept it. How can we prepare ourselves to be ready to accept it? That's my question. When he's still alive. You can put it in the chat. Let's keep this interactive. You can turn on the camera, Sherpa. It'd be good to see you. Welcome to the session. We joined a little bit late, but it's okay. See, one of the things that I discovered, why common men are not ready to listen to the higher truth, is they are not seeking. The seeking is still missing. It means they are still in slumber. They are in deep sleep. It means living in the darkness, illusion. They are not ready to wake up. They're not ready to wake up to the reality. They still want to live in that sleep state. The sleep from waking up to the reality. Okay, so that is one thing that when I contemplated before I met Swamiji, I was in that slumber, living in that illusion of the society. So I was not ready to wake up till I encounter many life issues, whether it's health, whether it's career, whether it's relationship, in all dimensions, and spiritual as well. I didn't know who I am. I don't know what I'm here. So there was this agitation, restlessness, but I don't know how to find this inner peace. So only when that time when I realized that something is seriously wrong, I have to find out what's going on inside. And that starts the seeking. The seeking to understand the truth, the reality. That is a time we are ready to listen to the truth. Because the fire of seeking is the impetus to move us closer and closer to the reality, closer and closer to the master. Okay? So that is my personal experience. I mean, if you look back, does it also happen for you in a similar fashion? It means the seeking component in you got awakened. Then you're ready to hear the truth. Before that, you're just running around like a rat in the rat race. All right, let's get into the next insight. Insight 38. So listen. He says, be a light unto yourself. Okay, this is the last word given by Buddha. See, when Buddha was leaving his body, he revealed to his disciple, be a light unto yourself. Atma Dipo Baba. This is the word he gave. Okay, Atma Dipo Baba. Be a light unto yourself. See, Buddha is one of the greatest enlightened master. He founded Buddhism, and of course, he has made thousands of disciples enlightened. So Swamiji said that if you ask me, when leaving the body, Buddha shared the most powerful, important secret with which he lived. And I tell you, I will not be able to use a better word than what he said, which is be a light unto yourself. Atma Dipo Baba. This is the secret with which even I'm living, even for Swamiji, enlightened master, is living. He said this is a secret with which all masters are living, not just Buddha. Enlightened beings, they're living. So he says, raise yourself by yourself. Do not defeat yourself by yourself, which is what also Krishna said, but in a different word. Next slide. So he said, I can see so many thousands of people who are just not able to raise themselves by themselves. It does not mean that they don't have the ability or capabilities. It's not a question of ability or capability. They don't want to. They're just given up on themselves. They think, oh, this is enough. I'm done. That's it. They will come to the conclusion, what's wrong with a normal life? It's okay. I don't want to live, enlightened life. I just want to live like a normal human being. And that's what they have decided, because they have given up on that possibility. See, he said the love life solution I used on me before falling into the abyss of bliss. See, Swamiji shared this incident before he experienced the ultimate flowering of the consciousness, before the enlightenment happened. This was the exact word he said. He said, I was in the worst depression. He went through like the dark night of the soul. Okay? The moment he was in a depression, he did not, although he did not torture anyone else, he was just by himself in the northern part of India, because he spent many years in the Pararajaga, wandering like a sadhu. And he was by a river, okay? And he felt hopeless. And he said, I felt that all doors were shut. He had spent so many years trying to get the ultimate experience, but it was still not happening. So he was depressed in that sense. Next slide. You can imagine Swamiji before the ultimate happened. Next slide. So he's describing what he went through, okay? He said, it became almost like my heart was being squeezed out. Literally, I could feel that squeezing, like the heart is being compressed, like somebody squeezing. I lost respect on everything. All that he has revered, all that he has worshipped, he says spirituality, enlightenment, the master that he followed, like Ramakrishna, Ramana Rishi, all those great enlightened masters who had been inspiration for him, who were part of his life since very young, like his blood, his whole very self. But he lost everything. He felt that they were cheating him. They were just not speaking the truth. So he was like, in that moment of the the trough of life, not the peak, but at the trough, at the most bottomless pit, and he doesn't know how to climb up. He felt that he lost everything. He was in a complete darkness. That kind of situation and the space he was in. So that was what he described before the enlightenment happened. Okay, but somehow there was one verse that was strongly inside me. He said, what helped him from falling all the way down and disappear and commit suicide is this one verse. Okay, he said it was raised itself like, if a man tried to stand up and walk after being beaten, let's say how much you're beaten and you continue to struggle and you try to summon all the energy and courage to still stand up again, and that how you will feel exactly like that, like you're almost beaten up to pulp already, but still with the last energy and courage and strength you stood up again. So this was one verse that even after being beaten by my distrust, my self-doubt in the existence, in the masters, everything just stood as one last ray of hope in me. Imagine, that is that one ray of hope that guided him to the end of the tunnel. Imagine. So he said, this is the verse. He said, you need to raise yourself by yourself. Nobody's going to be there to give you a helping hand. Understand? You have to do it yourself. If anyone else raises you, then they can always put you down again. That means you can be exploited again. Only if it's you who raise yourself into enlightenment, that can never be taken away, because it was you who make it happen. This was the last meal handed over to me by my master before I started cooking for myself. He said, before he became enlightened, that was the last meal that Guru gave. Raise yourself by yourself. And that was the last strength with which the whole cosmos pushed me into my higher self. So, see, every word what Swamiji described in the most trying moment before the flowering of the consciousness happened, how he went through the dark night of the soul before everything was revealed to him and exploded into that oneness. So, and it was exactly this: let you be a light unto yourself, raise yourself by yourself. This is you have to do it yourself. Nobody is going to do it for you. Even Swamiji has said numerously, I can guide you, I can inspire you, but you have to do it yourself. Okay? Understand? At the last moment in your struggle, please be very clear. He'll be there, his words will remind you, his energy will be there to support you, but you have to cross the chasm yourself. You have to jump over to the chasm yourself. Next slide. What? What is that? Wow. So somebody say, I can tell you, the moment I realized, yes, I have to raise myself, immediately that one ray of hope became a decision to become enlightened. Okay? It is describing. So this is so profound. When that decision opened up, there were no patterns stopping the decision in my inner space. Before that, the patterns of doubt, the patterns of anger, all the patterns of distrust were playing, like the mind is playing. But once that will say, I have to raise myself, and once that decision was put forth, the will, Swamiji talk about the Navatattva, Agnya Kala, right? The will, how you decide and what decision you make. The moment you take that decision, boom, the decision expanded, and no pattern can greed, doubt, attachment, fear, greed, anything, guilt was there to stop you. No pattern can even come close to you anymore, because the expansion, the decision, the expansion became so fast that all the patterns just melt away, just disappear like into the thin air. Then suddenly I could see my whole inner space was filled with that one decision. Okay? That one decision. All of you, please catch this, okay? When you come to that moment, because you will remember Swamiji's experience. He said, when that decision exploded, I saw I'm sitting as a Buddha. Suddenly, that explosion landed in some other plane. I thought, oh God, that's it. That's all. So it just happened in the instant when he made that decision to raise himself by himself, right? So he said, I tell you, whenever you have a low mood or you fell into the low mood, whenever you deviate from your spirituality, you feel that you have backslided or you feel that you're not done much, you feel that, oh, I'm not as intense as I used to be, etc. It is you who needs to raise yourself by yourself. Understand? Atmo dipo bhava. Be a light unto yourself. Only when you constantly be that guiding light onto yourself, you will move closer and closer and closer to that ultimate flowering of consciousness. Okay? Got it? How beautiful Swamiji shared his experience in this satsang. Next slide. So we're going to now contemplate what Buddha revealed. Be a light unto yourself. And also concurred by Swamiji. He also shared that was the same thing that guided him to his last moment before he entered into the explosion of consciousness. So let's take a few minutes to contemplate. For instance, whenever you have been a light unto yourself, how existence support you. Whenever you become a darkness unto yourself, how you fall into the abyss of depression, powerlessness. Look back in your own life and contemplate what Buddha has revealed. Be very clear. This is one of the most powerful keys, because even Krishna gave the same master key, but in a different word, which we'll look at it in the next insight. So anyone want to share about this insight? You can tap onto the chat. I remember one time Swamiji said in one of the satsangs, which I was not ready to. See, when you become a seeker, right, you come close to the master. You raise in love with the master, right? Raising in love with the master. Master become the key backbone of your existence. And of course, he train you, he inspire you, he guides you, etc. He said at the last moment, even you had to drop him. I was like, oh God, you have to unclutch from him. That means drop him so that you can realize who you are. I was like, okay. That satsang I forever remember, because he said, don't drop me now when you're not there yet. He said, some people tell him, they say they first drop me before they got enlightened. They say, no drop him. You at the moment when you are ready, you're almost there. You also need to be ready to drop the guru, so that you can enter into that oneness, the explosion. So I'm just thinking, it is like the same thing, right? All your life, maybe for now, Guru has been the guiding light. At the final moment, before we enter into the flowering of the consciousness, you have to be your own light unto yourself, which means you have to unclutched from everything, including the Guru, for that merging to happen. Understand? So just keep that in mind. Let's enter into the next insight. Insight number 39. Okay. So this insight 39 is about worshipping the Divine Mother. See, we just had a 10-day celebration of Navaratri, which is a huge celebration in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, where we celebrate the Divine Feminine Consciousness. We dedicate the 10 days to celebrate the Cosmic Mother energy. So Mother's Day is also a day that we dedicate to the feminine consciousness. You say in all spiritual groups and civilization today have the concept of the worship of the sacred feminine. It means the mother energy. But not many know that this concept is the contribution of Vedic spiritual tradition to the spiritual civilization of the world. See, all the spiritual groups all over the world put together is what I call a spiritual civilization, whether it's Buddhism, whether it's Jainism, whether it's Hinduism, whether it's Tibetan Buddhism, all the different spiritual groups. Okay, he called this as a spiritual civilization. He said the spiritual civilization is part of all major religions. In all the major religions, spiritual civilization, spiritual group, spiritual community exists, right? So this is how he break down in different components. So all spiritual groups in all religions have mother worship in some way or another. Okay, in some way or other. For instance, of course, here in Hinduism, we worship the Divine Feminine Consciousness, Devi, Shakti, and many things that is sacred, we give it the revere as a feminine expression, whether it's Mother Earth, whether it's River Ganga, whether it's goddess of knowledge, Saraswati, goddess of wealth and abundance, Lakshmi, goddess of basically Shakti, Parvati. So all the different expressions of the sacred feminine energy are given different goddess name. So that's Swamiji say one thing which I'll forever remember. He said anything that is sacred is all feminine. Okay. The masculine energy is basically the one that is responsible for the infrastructure. The center is the divine feminine consciousness. Next slide. So in the Vedic tradition, all the sacred things of nature are seen as feminine. Like for instance, in USA, the hurricanes or the natural calamities, tornadoes, whatever, they have always the feminine names. On the other hand, India, they've done the opposite. All the energy of creation are seen as feminine. That is why the worship of the feminine as the Divine Mother is the contribution of Vedic spiritual tradition, Sanatana Hindu Dharma. See, all religion has two parts, the spiritual fruit and the religious nut. He said the religious nut is always based on masculine power. It means wanting more power, control. Whereas the spiritual fruit is always based on the feminine worship, the Devi worship, the worship of the Divine Mother or the Cosmic Mother. So that's the main difference. As you can see, the difference in the stance of certain religious approach in teaching, whether they approach it as a masculine power or as basically worshipping the nature, the Cosmic Mother. So that is the main difference. When you worship the masculine power, you become a religious nut. When you worship the mother, worship the feminine the all-encompassing nature, coexisting nature is the spiritual fruit. Next slide. That is the main difference. So understand the masculine part of the religion always creates the social political laws of the religion. Like how many times can you eat, how many times you can marry, how many times you can do this, do that, do everything. So it's the do's and don'ts that creates laws, creates guilt. If you don't fall in tune, if you don't fall in tune with the laws of certain religion, they create guilt in you, they make certain punishment happen. So all these are very much the masculine part of a religion. On the other hand, the feminine part of the religion has, always creates the path to enlightenment. That is the key difference. The feminine part of the religion is the one that leads us to enlightenment. All the secrets of enlightenment are hidden in the tradition of the feminine worship of that religion. So whatever religion you may belong to, go and explore the feminine worship tradition of your religion. See, like for instance, Taoism, right? Taoism is worshipping Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin, right? The goddess of mercy. So that is the feminine aspect of the mother worship. And in Hinduism, of course, we worship Devi, the cosmic mother. If you look at, even for Tibetan Buddhism, they also have the green Tara, the white Tara. They worship the different feminine form of the divine. Next slide. So let's contemplate. Since we just completed Navaratri celebration last Saturday, now it's time to contemplate how Divine Mother worship has made the practicing Hindu non-violence ahimsa. Let's contemplate. Swamiji did say that if everyone on planet Earth start worshipping the Divine Mother, the world will become non-violent. Or if women were to sit in all the political, social, economic power center, it will be a very different world we're seeing. Understand? Because the feminine approach to leadership, to managing an organization and managing a country will be very different from the masculine power struggle and dominance. So he said, infuse more and more mother worship, the world will become non-violent. You have a more peaceful world, no war, no need for war. Children will not be exploited. Children will be living happily, healthily. If mother worship is being infused in the society more and more, and the society become more and more enlightened. Do you agree? Give me a thumbs up if you agree. Yes. Where the violence come from? You look at the society we live in now. The violence, where are the violence coming from? It's the masculine energy, being the power, lust, perversion, all that comes from where? Just see. Just contemplate. That's why we say, go to any religion you come from, find the feminine worship, the mother worship component. If you don't have in your religion, then go and find one that there is. Because then you will live closer to the, get closer to the reality. All right. Let's enter into the Last insight today. Today is very, very straightforward insight. Okay, so here is this. This is the words from Krishna. Raise yourself by yourself in the Bhagavad Gita. This is also one of my favorite verses, which I did the challenge. Okay, so before I go into the translation, let me just read the Sanskrit. It says, Uttare Atmanamanam Namanam Avasade Atmaiva Hya Manobandar Atmaiva Raripu Namaha. So basically he says, I have to raise myself, I'm myself. You are the greatest friend of yourself and you're the greatest enemy of yourself. So if you raise yourself by yourself, you're your greatest friend. If you deceive yourself, you're your greatest enemy. So he said, raise yourself by yourself. So he said, if I have to pick one verse as the essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita given by Sri Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he said, I will say this is the verse, this verse, chapter 6, 5th verse, okay? He says, just for this one verse only, Krishna is worthy of being worshipped by as Bhagavan, as God. He said everything else he has given, in the book is a bonus. But this one verse, he has proven that he's God. It's Parandama. He said never in this precise way can such a powerful tool to enlightenment be given. He has given so precisely to Arjuna when he revealed Bhagavad Gita to him. He said, raise yourself by yourself. Do not let yourself down by yourself. You're the greatest friend if you raise yourself. You're the worst enemy if you deceive yourself. So, this was what he gave in Bhagavad Gita. Next slide. He said, whenever you have a low mood, you fall into low mood. Okay? Whenever you deviate from the path, it is you who needs to raise yourself by yourself. If you raise yourself, you are the greatest friend. If you deceive yourself, you are the worst enemy of yourself. If you raise yourself by yourself, so you will be the greatest friend. So be sensitive to every action you are doing, every attitude that you are building, every thought that you are having, every thought that you have, every word that you utter, every action you do adds up. Everything adds up. So they are moving you either towards your mission or away from the mission. Let's say you come down to experience liberation. So be very, very aware of what you're doing, your thoughts, your entertaining, the words you speak to yourself and others. So don't think that if you don't progress, you are in the neutral gear. Don't think that if you feel that you're not progressing, you're stagnant, you're not. No, he said no, there's no neutral gear in this case. Either you are clutch and moving forward, or you're clutch and in the reverse gear. That means you go up or you go down. You're never stagnant in the spiritual world. Or you're unclutched, you're totally liberated from that. So there's no neutral gear in life. It is always either moving forward or reverse gear. Understand very clearly. Next slide. So he said, only you have to raise yourself by yourself. Don't depend on your friends whom you think have more understanding than you know. Maybe initially you can seek some advice, some kind of guidance, but ultimately you have to do it yourself. They may be having understanding in some topic, some subject better than you do, but not in all. In some subjects they may not be having the complete understanding. So be very clear. Don't think your friend is going to lead you to the ultimate flowering. So when you look up to them in everything, you're doomed. You have to have your own personal opinion and personal understanding as well. Powerful cognition. So So don't let yourself down by yourself. Atma, yourself, can be your friend or your enemy. It is you who needs to decide whether to raise yourself or let yourself down. So that is the secret of enlightenment. You have to raise yourself by yourself. Next slide. So today's session, all the truth has been all about the last word the Master says, let you be your own light unto yourself, raise yourself by yourself. They are all in the similar space that can lead you to the ultimate flowering. So we are going to internalize and meditate on these 4 insights for a few minutes, okay? So that they become a part of our very cognition. Now that you have heard, Shravana, sit, contemplate, internalize, so that it become part of you and you start living it. Okay? So may I request all of you go and take an iPad. I'm going to play the Mahavakya while we meditate for a while. So can you please go and take your iPad? Hmm? 1 minute, go and take your iPad and then we can sit. See, you understand that nowadays in the satsang, when Swamiji give the truth and he say, okay, now sit for a few minutes with the Amalinga and all that and let this become part of you, right? Same way now we're doing contemplation for his energy. See, understand, he's also sitting with us. Don't think that he's not sitting with us. Just that you're not able to, in his breathing space now, whether you're online or you're here with me physically in Ardinam, it's the same because we're all connected in that so-called virtuous space where this satsang is happening. When this satsang is happening, whether you're sitting at home, you're with him here in the Ardinam where he's sitting, no difference. So now we're going to enter into that space of contemplation, manana, so that any clip that get unfolded in that contemplation becomes your powerful cognition and start living it. Okay? Already? Sit down with the eyes closed. Sit with the back straight. With the eyes closed, start breathing very slowly and deeply. Allow yourself to be established in the present. In that awareness, look at the insight that has been revealed today. The Master's last secret before he dies. Buddha's last word. Atmo Dipo Baba. Let you be a light unto yourself. The third insight was the mother worship, divine feminine consciousness. And the fourth is raise yourself by yourself as revealed by Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Let this truth sit inside you and churn yourself from all the blind spot that you may have.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Relax. You can slowly, very slowly remove the eye band. So anyone want to share? If you have any insight or any revelation that happened in this meditation? Anyone want to share? You can tap on the chat or you can unmute yourself. You have anything you want to share, Ma?
Oh, just remembered.
What do you remember?
I think more or less a reflection of my journey. In the beginning, I was really in the space of everything is impossible. There's no possibility of my son, because once they diagnose as autism, they tell you that, oh, this is it. There's no way out. This sickness is the end. And then I think
You feel like a curse, right?
yeah, and then double sentences when like your husband is also sick with mental illness, so it's like, oh, that's it. Why am I the most unluckiest person on this planet to have like, double-edged sword? And yeah, so and I think from the time when we used to read all those fairy tales, and you think that, oh, somebody is going to come, the knight in shining armor is going to come and rescue you.
Like fairy godmother, come with a magic wand and ding, is it?
Yeah, and also you're always waiting for some, some don't know what magical intervention from somewhere, some knight to come in the horse and save you. So I think when I first married Aya, I thought he was this, wow, my knight has come and he has saved me, and everything was going really great. He was doing very well. He was like this perfect guy. Everyone was praising him, and then suddenly everything just went zoop all the way down, and he, we didn't know that he was having this bipolar at the background. It was always there, but it was not really evident from the time when he was married. He was different. He was enthusiastic. He was everything, that, wow, I think it was a dream girl, except he was a little too thin, but that was how he was then. So it came to a point when I thought, wow, everything's over. There's no way out of this situation. It's all finished for me. Several times just want to end it all. Why bother to carry on anyway? I think those few moments when I was contemplating ending it all, then it was my daughter that sort of came into the picture, and I thought, no, I can't do that to her. It'll be devastating for her and stuff like that. So I somehow pulled myself out, but still waiting for that, knight in shining armor to come. So I thought, where is this person? Why is this knight in shining armor? Why not? Nobody is coming, Then I think this Uttaret Atmanam is very apt, because there is no knight in shining armor. You're going to have to pull yourself out of it yourself. There's no person that's going to come in that horse, and save you. And even your own husband, so that's it. So you make that decision that you want out, and just come out of it. That's as simple as that. That's how I summarize it. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. At least now
I am out.
you have the right cognition rather than waiting for something and then fall into some powerlessness and just say, I can't do it. You have to do it. You only yourself have to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you, right? Snap. Now we snap out already. Good. See? Such a powerful shift for her.
Yeah, it has.
For Rima, I've known her for more than 10 years now, I think, right? Yeah. The time when she came with Umesh as a small little boy with a special condition, and he was in the weekend Guruku before for a period of time, and trying to help him in many ways. So, and then after that, there was a period they disappeared. They all fell into some completion and disappeared. Then they came back again, went again. So they ding dong for so many times. But one thing, somehow I felt that Swamiji keep pulling them back.
Yes, he did.
Somehow he never gave up on this few fella. He keep pulling them back, come back, and he was like, one day again, when Aya gone somewhere and do his own thing again, we said, oh God, okay, there he go again. Then he said, he will come back again. So now this time round, there's so much more stability in both of them. Before that, there was so much of instability, a lot of family issues and all that. But now I think somehow something happened in the last couple of years, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I think the biggest turning point was when Swamiji gave me that spiritual name, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That was like, wow.
But even before the spiritual name happened, there was a period, that you were becoming more and more, I would say, less fickle-minded. Before that, there was so much fickle-minded, so much doubt, so much of depression. Then every time you fall into the low, you run away. So it's ayah. Then after that, again you will come back. Then again you run away. There was this back and forth for so.
I think it was more like, okay, let Aya become transformed first. And then I was like, how long am I going to keep waiting for
I
something?
already
No
told you.
way.
I told you only woman will be the change agent. Understand? Only you change, the other three will get raised. If you don't change, you're stuck. Who's going to raise? So the mother figure in the household has to be the first get transformed. Understand? So again, the same, the third cognition we have, the mother worship. See, when you awaken your divine feminine consciousness, that's where you become daily. You take the action, you raise the whole family, and that's the main thing. Otherwise, imagine she's still stuck, and the rest are still
family is also grappling.
All grappling, settle with all these patterns in completion and can't get out. Don't know where to begin. Only she starts shifting, only the rest start improving. Correct?
I think I also have to thank Ma Phyllis a lot because she kept pushing me. You can go to work. You can go to work. And then it was like, I think the very first time she would have seen me like, no, I don't think I can leave. Oh man, I go to work. No way, no way, no way. Now I'm like, almost working for the last 3 years and enjoying it. Not the best, but still okay. I'm working.
See, at least you're able to provide for the family and also giving you some more space. See, because one of the things that I noticed in the past for you is that you have very low self-esteem, and there's so many things you wanted to do but you're not able to do. You suppress it inside you, and so many talent you had and so many possibilities you had were never able to give them space for expression. So the moment you start coming out to work and start becoming more and more acceptance to your possibility, the shift happen. You can start enjoying, have more self-confidence, and in all dimensions start becoming better, right?
Sure, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, not only just financially you're able to provide more for the family, but also you're much more confident in what you're doing, and you're also learning to become more and more spiritually aware. So all that start falling in place, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
So that is our Ma Chandrasekhara Priya's
story
and her contemplation. Very, very apt for today's session. Any other people want to share?
Yeah, sure.
Those of you who know her only recently. For me, I know her for more than 10 years
now. Yeah, she does. Very much there. She's seen most of the journey.
Thanks for your sharing, Ma. I think it's a very inspiring story as well. I mean, there's so much love there. And just now during the contemplation, it was also about, tapping into our own resource, our inner resource of love, which is just boundless. And it has that healing energy. It's nurturing. So, regardless of whatever that we may face, and also tapping into, our creativity, our fun, like opening up a lot of resourcefulness, and also injecting a lot of joy in a celebratory kind of mode. I think that will definitely lift us up from anything.
Yeah, correct. Of course. We're here to celebrate life, not here to be depressed. Many people cannot catch that thread and they just spiral into more and more depression. Thank you for sharing both. Any more? People, anyone? Joby or Rosie, anything you want to share? If not, then we'll conclude with the Purna mantra.
Yes.
I don't have.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Agree with Ma Ramya. It's all about our decision whether we decide to do it or not in some critical moment, because all the entire world is supporting, but the key is whether we take it, we accept or not.
True. So you resonated with her sharing, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So with that, let's finish off the last couple of slides. So once again, I would like to invite everyone to join the Paramashivam level 123, which is happening every day at 7 p.m. Singapore time till the next morning, and 7 a.m. every morning we have the darshan of Swamiji for initiation. So at least come for the initiation. Next slide. So next session, lesson number 11, will happen next Wednesday. So I really want to encourage all of you to enrich at least 11 people to join us for this session. If you have received so much from the session, be very clear. So many people can also benefit. So do enrich more people to learn. See, many of them only come to know Swamiji recently. All the gems in the past satsangs they have missed. So now, if we're doing this, it's like a recap, like a replay of this. Not exactly like a replay, but at least in a form of insights, in a form of contemplation. That can be very, very useful in a different way. So do encourage people to come, because many of these insights are very practical life solution for us that can lead us to more spiritual expansion and growth. And also out of our problem, the problem we are stuck. Okay, so with that, let me just conclude with a Purna mantra. Thank you all for joining. Let's join the palms together. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Saumam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Parta Paramastu. Om Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, thank you all for joining. See you next week.